No, I was going to start off with saying, hi, everybody, and then say, as I used to say it, hey, y'all, because I grew up in Georgia. So this is the mess I've made so far. I have this as the cover, so I wanted it really layered, and, you know, it can lift up because it's not going to be smushed by the pages. So we're going to get started, and hopefully I can remember how I wanted it. And it's always subject to change, so that's why I don't stress if I don't remember how I lay things out. I've been wanting to use this for a while, and let's cut more than we need just in case. Oh, it's going to be weird cutting the beads. So, I hope y'all enjoyed the last video. I hope y'all sped it up because it was a long one. So I don't mind if you speed things up. When I rewatched it, I sped it up. And I said sound like Daffy Duck or something, or Donald Duck, but actually when you speed me up, I sound more like a chipmunk. So I don't know where. I was thinking, okay, wasn't sure about you yet. I know I want something white there, but I wanted to get started layering before things got too big of a mess. I'm going to cut that a little bit longer than needed. And maybe I was going to use you. I think that's what I was going to do. So let's just cut some of you off. There we go. So we have a start. And watch out, I don't want to cut you. I said that too soon. We almost have a start. I still have two more to cut. Okay, here across the top. Whoops. I'm doing my best not to cut my fingers off. I tried to cut my thumbnail the other day. I was like, oops. Thank God it wasn't a rotary cutter, right? All right, that looks more manageable. You go that way, you go across. There's got to be a way I can lay these out and not forget. And start from the bottom. Okay, maybe this will work. And you across the bottom. Oops, and you. And you. You were here somewhere. Okay, I started with my piece of cardboard again. And let's just move you out in case I'm not in frame. And I've got the same fabric that I just tore into size. And it hangs over on both sides. The first one I did, the first keepsake journal like this I did, I was making it way too neat. I was still trying to keep everything inside the box, you know. And I noticed when I was done, it's like, oh, you're still doing it. You're trying to be too neat. It's supposed to hang over the edges, you know. So I'm trying to remember that this time. Now, here we go. Oh. I didn't get to go out to the store today. I think because I didn't want to wash my hair. I was being lazy. I figured I've got milk. As the saying says, got milk. So my coffee is good. I can go hungry, I don't care. Today it was beautiful. It was like 41 degrees and sunny out. But I just didn't feel like going out. And I may probably trim off if it's too much. But I'd rather have it hanging over as a start. And this piece was part of a tablecloth. And that's like the round edge of it. the lady at the antique store said they call them cutters because people use them to cut up and use for scraps instead of tablecloths. So now I know what section to look at in her store, because I look for things that are like holy, not real solid like that, because it's the holes that let you see everything from underneath. And that's what appeals to me, you know, when I'm looking for things to buy. Although if it's, you know, what's the word? Solid, then that's good too, because that can still be used as the base. So how do we want to do this? This was so weird. What I did this time, instead of looking at it, I'm like, well, where do I begin? I thought, let me just, you know, start at a corner, and then you start building around it, and framing her, and that's how I started, you know, that blank page, kind of a thing. So I'm not sure if that's where I wanted it first. Let's see. Front, back, back. I have to make a little decision. Do I want this on the bottom? And I think we are going to use that on top. Okay, let me start gluing that in place. Do I want to first measure things? For some reason, showing the zigzag, it just makes it look plain because I have everything else so lacy. So I'm like fighting the urge to cover it, especially since her head is so close to the top. Well, let's see what we like better. This on top, but that has an edge, so we're going to cover that. Okay, although it has an edge down here too. But it's going off. Let me see, double check. How do we like this? Sometimes if I stand away and look, that didn't help much. Okay, let's just leave it at that because we can put a something over the top of that. Okay, you move. You come down. We got to do the girl first. This is the one I had selected for the cover. I thought, let me go ahead and knock that out while I have, you know, the creativity flowing and I don't run out. Oh, what am I going to do by the end of it? Okay. So we said you're going under. Then we're just going to glue on you. I'm going to lift you up. I'm going to glue down here. I haven't done hardly anything today. I got a DVD at the mail, you know, from Netflix. And it was Juliet Naked. It starred Rose Byrne and Ethan Hawke, and that was kind of a cute movie. I don't know if you would call it a coming of age, even though they're, you know, older folks. Well, they're still young to me, but it's coming of age movies only for kids. When she realized what she really wanted in life. There we go. Oops, I don't know what this is from. Oh, I do. That piece hanging from the fabric. Okay. These are such pretty. I know I got this at Hobby Lobby. I'm sure it's bridal lace, but I could be wrong. But anything fancy like that reminds me of weddings, wedding gowns. Ew. Like hard to guess where to glue. Got to see through. Let's see. Glue everywhere. Okay, semi-straight. I hope I didn't want one of these underneath. I think I probably did. Of course, but it's still wet. So let's hurry up and slap you down. Let's see. There we go. Got some more glue here. Okay. We didn't really need you that long, so I think I'm going to trim it. I can save that for later. Stick it under there. There we go. I got glue in her hair. Did I glue you down? Yes, I did. Okay. You know me. So, we were gonna do this up here. And I know I had you on one side or the other. Will you look better there? Yeah, I think that'll show up better against that. Where were you? Were you there? I like all of that laciness. I don't want to hide that gold lacy though. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get this stuck down before it gets lost in the shuffle. Wee bit of glue. This is how bad I was about things being straight and in a line. I didn't realize that I can curve ribbon and lace, you know, everything had to be straight, or that I couldn't ruffle it up, everything had to be flat. So I'm still struggling to get out of that mindset, you know, from the other things that I've grown up doing. So like that, and that kind of looks like it's trailing up under there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. We may not be able to squeeze this guy in here. Let's see. Oh no, that way I can keep that. So I think that'll work. Make sure it's right side up. I'm glad I laid things down, because when I'm just looking at it, I'm like, nah, maybe not. Like, yay. Get up under there. There we go. I don't know if that makes me a visual person. I have to see it, because I can't picture anything in my head anymore. So it's like, you gotta lay it out. And that's probably what takes more time, and that's why I didn't film it this time. I wanted to have everything kind of laid out for you guys. And I think you can still see, you know, how I'm doing it, you know, whites to creams to whites, you know, so each layer will show up and show through a little bit. And let's see, you guys. And I'm still surprised that I'm able to do this. I've been collecting for, you know, like 3 years now, laces and trim, and I just kept putting them in a box. The box kept getting bigger and bigger, and my confidence was still way down low. And I finally just had to say, okay, Angel, just do it. You know, you won't know until you try it. And, you know, I've watched enough videos, you know, some of it had to have sunk in my head as to how to do things and how to place things, as to what would look right. And that's what I finally did. Oh my goodness, everything's gonna stick on me for a second. Let me get my baby wipe. I use my baby wipes until they're dead and falling apart. And if they dry out before that, I spray them with water, you know. And this one's almost about bit the dust. Let's say bye-bye. I'm not a one-use kind of girl. And do we want to break out the basket? I did this. This was a leftover piece of lace from the last one. I accidentally cut it. And I just thought, well, that'll add a, you know, something. Raise it up. These are cicadas. She's the one, but I think this, I don't know if it'll match the style. It might not be lacy enough. They look beautiful on her grunge journals, and they're vintage grunge, and they might not even be grunge, it's just vintage. But we're just gonna go look. It looks dirty because I coffee stained it. I hope I didn't ruin it. Now that'll pop. And I've been afraid to use different colors for some reason. Just sticking with the 2 shades. And that's pretty. That might be too big. I'm sorry guys, this is probably the boring part. Yeah, that probably won't look good. I'm trying to find something. I need something bigger. What happened to all the things I made? The little ones. Oh, I hope my head wasn't in the way just then. Okay, the white, I don't think so. How about that? We'll put a tack in that. No, we'll put a pin in that, right? Yeah, that's too small. Doo-doo-doo. I don't even know which side is up. I think that side looks better. It's so bulky. I think I was making it too big. Well, I know the brown is just still too brown for me. And the green, still too green. I don't want to keep using the same colors though. I want it to have a little bit, although there's nothing wrong, right? Nothing wrong with the same colors. Let it thin out. That'll cover the edge of that. That'll add some color, right? Bring in some color, and then I can always mimic that color up there. So we're thinking. I can't get that. That adds another layer. And I think the correct word was flat. That other one that I did yesterday there was just a piece there, and it's like it was just too flat. I need it, you know, multi-leveled. Can't put nothing there. Just to give it more depth and height and all those good things. I don't always know the correct words. Yikes. We might not just use that. We might have to go back to our old tried and true. Safe colors. Goodness. Might have to turn it off, camera off, if I can't decide quick enough. With all the stuff I have, you'd think I'd be able to find something that, you know, will strike. But I can't do that. And so pineapple ain't gonna fit nowhere. No. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and turn the camera off because this is starting to take too long, and I'll be back. Okay, so I didn't find anything that really matched, so I went and made one of these real quick, and I think that would fit because everything else was too small. So I think that'll fit in there. And I dug up a few, you know, cute buttons. Seems like there was another one. Maybe that was it. Also, I found, there it is. I found my list. Now, if you want a lot of inspiration for this shabby chic with laces and fabrics, Chelle Ratcliff, the Rambling Crafter, she's doing a tutorial right now on that type of a journal. Creative Cafe Girl, Paper Pixie, Shabbysoul, Kathie Caddle, Robin Dudley House, Linda Price, and the Firefly Studio67. Those ladies, they all make these beautiful shabby chic, lots of laces. So I'll try to remember to type them down in the description box below, in case you didn't write that down. And we're gonna go, because that's who I, you know, will watch. And I found this is a Brad. So let me see, where did that even come from? Probably looks like Hobby Lobby sale, yeah. And so I thought that matched okay there. And I found another butterfly. And then I brought out some pearls. So what I need to do is get to gluing. And this is a little edging that I made. Oops, butterfingers again. Thank God I'm not a surgeon. Oops. Yeah. There might be a reason why I got the crafting bug. That, and I faked at the sight of, you know, blood gushing. I could look at a dead animal, and a dead person, but I can't if it's spewing blood. No. Yeah. It just does something to me. All right, get up on that. So I'm glad I can use this. This is introducing some color. And when I'm doing a cream and a white, I never know whether or not it's okay. Can I introduce, you know, the other blues and pinks and mauves and roses, and, you know, there's no rules. So I don't know why I stopped myself. There. And if that's glued down, then we're going to do the, see, butterfly. I gotta stop overthinking and checking. Is that okay? Can I do that? Like, there's no rules. I keep telling everybody there's no rules, but it's not sinking in. Me, myself, understand it, but I don't understand it. So we need to all three get together and let it all sink in. I don't know if y'all watched that movie, Me, Myself, and Irene, with Jim Carrey. Oh, I loved it. That's where I got that from. Me, myself. Using these pretty lacy things. I'm getting low. I need to go buy some more. Or learn how to make them. So where's the edge? I don't even know. Is everybody sticking? Oh, I had plugged in the glue gun. And then I turned it off to go crochet this little guy. So I just had to bend over and plug it back in. I love that too. Isn't that pretty? Maybe like an earring. Let me just super glue it to my earlobe. That might hurt though. What do you think? There we go. Oh, I was gonna do something silly too. A lot of these artists that I watch, they all have these gorgeous tattoos, you know, on their arms. And I only have one tattoo on the back of my shoulder, and it hurt. So I'm not getting another one. So there, I am tattooing myself. So people can see my gorgeous tattoo. Don't get jealous. Okay, enough silliness, sorry. Said, I can't believe she went there. Yes, I did. That is just me. So now I can look at it and see my putty cat. Now this is a beautiful button I found. Can you see it? I'm going to cut that back side off. There we go. Now I might wait, since that's so holy, I might wait for the glue gun to heat up. That is in, that is in. And we were gonna do, we like doing these. That's a nice big one. That'll show up. I think the pearls will just make the cover pop, you know, really stand out as the color, the cover. Although I can add it to the other, whoops, pages. Oh my God. Behave. You're going to a pretty place, look. See? There we go. I done lost my train of thought. Cover, pearls. Put pearls anywhere I want. Yes. Oh. Okay, and we were going to think about some buttons. And this is another cute flower button. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go next to it? There we go. And this, whoops, it's not the cutoff part. How did I have you? Kind of have it going off to nowhere. I can stick that end under there. Okay, let's see. I know it's not hot enough. What do I want to try first? You. Nope. I think that means I have to talk some more. Okay, well, at least put this on. And that. And I'll show you this that I made. I found a pattern for a round picture frame. So I figure I can use this on the back and just kind of, you know, frame one of the ladies for the back piece. Then I have to decide, do I want to cut off the excess and make it a whole circle? Because I've seen just that, you know, and it looks fine. So that's going to be my next struggle. Yes, gotta struggle. And I don't remember where it is. Here's another old button with the string still attached. There's nothing else I can talk about while this thing heats up, so I'm going to pause. Okay, I think the hot glue gun should be hot enough by now. And I saw this tool and I wanted to do something with it. So I kind of folded it over, ruffled it up, and we'll see if I can glue this down without too much yelling and screaming. Okay. I know I'm using my good fabric scissors. The quilters out there are going to kill me, but I didn't cut with it. The glue I can take off. Okay, so let's see. We were going to use this pretty flower button. And we might have to do some maneuvering here, because that's just poking up like nobody's business, and it looks silly. So I think we can tack you. Whoa, not there. How about there? Ah! Stick it on the glass. I'll stick it on the glass. There we go. I used to work in a factory at Procter & Gamble, and so we had the glue, you know, the boxes running around, the glue's being put on it, and that glue is like 385, I believe, degrees. And you're constantly pulling the back cartons out, and you're getting splashed with glue, so that's why I have zillion scars. But anyway, I learned if you get hot glue on you, stick it to metal, stick it to glass, don't just, you know, just stick it on that, and it just cools it almost immediately. So that is a little trick. Learned the hard way. Ooh. And many glue burns, everybody did. There's this one part of the machinery that had a particular, it was a nozzle, and it had like a screw, you know, and everybody would end up having that burnt mark on their arm. You knew what they were doing. They were cleaning the glue. It was just hard not to touch it. Yeah. Memories. Wow. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. Now, I think that was it for the buttons, right? Now we got to figure out how to do this again. Now we were going to stick the end, you know, just kind of hide the end up underneath. There we go. I've had a few different jobs over the years, but I've always made crafts. Always made something. All right, and I kind of did that zigzag last time, and I don't know if I like it. Maybe if I zigzag around that way. There's my hair again. Wow. And I looked it up. Hair, when it falls out and you still have the root attached to it, there's a term for it. Of course, I can't remember the term, but it signifies that something happened like 3 or 4 months ago to your body, and did something. I have to re-look it up. I'm not telling you anything, am I? Some kind of traumatic, something that changed with your metabolism, and it wasn't necessarily your thyroid. And then all of a sudden your hair, you know, it stopped growing, it died. And then after, you know, the 3 or 4 months, that's when it all starts falling out. And they say it will regrow. Thank goodness. And I was trying to think of what I did, you know, so dramatic, you know, in that time frame. Whew. Stick it to the glass. There we go. And that was when I really went, cut out my junk food. And so my body probably was like in carb and sugar withdrawal. And my body's happier. My hypoglycemia is finally, you know, behaving. And I lost 23 pounds, so that's good too. But apparently it was a little bit of a shock for my system. So my hair is in its wimpy, ucky stage. We're not going to worry about that, because that's the way it's supposed to look, right? It's not supposed to be neat and cut to the edges. I don't think we need any more that, because we already have a bunch over here, and I don't think, yeah, it really wouldn't add to it. I think that foofy thing there helped. So what do you think? You think that's okay for a cover? Like I said, this fabric, you know, I didn't glue it to where the holes are, so it'll move once I attach the twine to it. That might be overdoing it, but it kind of feels empty there. Oh, me and my empty feeling. Well, these are all the same. Ooh, or do we have another? We've got a selection here, don't we? How'd you end up so weird? A little one, a big one, teardrop. How about a teardrop? Because I'm crying because I burnt my finger so many times. Oh gosh. There we go. Oh, it's gonna bust. Oh, it's clogged. Okay, teardrop. There. I think that blend in. What do you think? I can't hear you. What do you think? Come on. All right. I think that's it. This one's long enough. And I will be back tomorrow with the next installment. All right, y'all enjoy. Bye-bye.